As I'm sure you can see, quality much nicer than before. A few upgrades have helped along the way, but we are casting right now TBE.RL taking on KappaKappa in this matchup here. So the game just did get started, so we're a couple minutes in, but still no scores on the board. Let's take a quick look at our teams. In the blue, Margaret Thatcher, Bear, and Official Nobody, and on the orange side, Light Pack, ES3 Tag, and MPZ. So I will have to check which team is which, but either way, a little bit of early going game, so we're not following the number 1 squads quite yet, but it's still alright. I think we're going to have Team Rocket coming up pretty soon. I know that they're just sort of waiting and following up on some stuff. But get a good perspective. There's your first goal of the game, Margaret Thatcher. Margaret Thatcher. Never thought I'd say this, but Margaret Thatcher puts away the first goal in this matchup for our blue team.
And Official Nobody got a great pass off that wall right there, really setting up Margaret Thatcher. So, I mean, that was a really good setup, and hopefully they can continue it.
Alright, but already the pressure now turning around for the orange team, trying to set something up so they can respond. It's taken them a long time to put any kind of points on the board, so now is the time to equalize, if they can.
Well, they did get it away, and now they're pushing it forward, so here's their chance. Oh, what a good save, but it's not enough.
Speaking of which, MPZ gets that big equalizer. Good cross. Nobody can't get the clear. That didn't sound right. I meant Official Nobody couldn't get the clear. So that was a nice little center that they were able to close out without too much of a headache.
I don't know. Might have to just call you a prophet on that one. As soon as you said it, here they come for that shot.
Well, you know, the pressure turns on. As soon as you're down 1 and you know it's taken you so long to even get any kind of points on the board, it becomes a matter of, we got to do something here, or this could be our first loss of the series. And granted, you got a few games to work with, but the last thing you really want to do is go down early, you know, get that momentum right off the bat. And Official Nobody, nice little centering pass to set himself up, floats it easily past the defender and puts it away. Very nice looking goal.
Oh, yeah, that was a great follow-up. I mean, he never gave up on it, and the defender, he was just a little slow, and that's all it takes.
Yeah, quick little gap. So now the pressure on for our blue squad, and it would probably be in my best interest to figure out which team is which. But either way, we know it's blue versus orange. It's always blue versus orange. But again, that same kind of pressure's on. Need an equalizer. Got a minute to go. Nice stop there on defense by Light Pack, who we're following around on the stream right now. We're going to go back to Margaret Thatcher, because why not? There are so many Takumis, but you know what? That's because Takumi is master car. So everybody should be driving a Takumi.
Oh, I have to disagree. My backfire is my baby.
Look at all these Takumis. It's good times. Though I will say, I'm very excited for the new cars coming in the next DLC. I never played, you know, battle cars, but still.
Okay, so I got a way to help you out. It is... Orange team is KappaKappa, and blue team is TBE.
Alright, perfect. That'll help going forward. So we know Margaret Thatcher plays for TBE.RL, and that's really the only difference maker I need to know, because who knows if these guys are going to change colors in the next round. But it looks like, coming down to the final moment here, we're in 0-second time, and that is it. So, TBE gets the first win this best-of-5 series. They are going to now hopefully try to keep this win train going. But a very close game so far between these two teams.
Yeah, and I honestly expected more after MPZ got that goal for, you know, for the KappaKappa to actually take that and get that momentum going. But it just seemed like even after that goal, they never really got any chances to get ahead.
Yeah, and that might be a statement to kind of how this series is going to unfold. Usually it can take a game for, both teams just kind of feel each other out, see how they want to play. But I could start seeing TBE getting a bit of a heads up on how KappaKappa was going to play, figure them out a little bit, and you're seeing the offensive pressure starting to develop here. And already, I mean, right off the bat, TBE is the one controlling the ball. They're keeping it in the orange side. And they're getting a nice wide open shot. Bear tried to close in for that, but a nice little turn aside.
Yeah, that was a good hit, but the clears just aren't coming for them.
Yeah, but here, little opportunity has opened up for KappaKappa, but right now, good center, comes hard off the wall. Nobody there to really close it. MPZ tried to get the hit, but he was coming in on an awkward angle, which is kind of hard to make a solid contact on, especially when, not only was he at a bad angle, but he was still pretty far away to do anything with.
Yeah, exactly. And it just seems like TBE just have the momentum, and KappaKappa are just trying to catch up.
Yeah, exactly. And that's a good thing about winning that first game. Yeah, you do have 5 games, and our official nobody, actually. Let's take a break to look at this goal again. So nobody gets the setup from Bear, who puts it hard into the corner. Not very good defense there. They couldn't make contact. I think that was ES3 who kind of let the ball slip right past him.
Yeah, ES3 tag. He was in a bad position for that, and that ball took a funky hop, and he just couldn't do anything about it.
Oh, yeah. And that gets really hard when it comes off the wall like that. It can be really hard to figure out exactly where the ball goes. But there's Margaret Thatcher with an excellent stop. Gets the right height, dead center of the goal, deflects that ball out, keeps the clean sheet so far. But still a lot of game to play. But you can see it, and we've seen it all game long. It's just constant pressure by TBE. They just know what they're doing. But they left the gate wide open. Ooh. Oh.
Too aggressive. If you look right here, look, there are 3 of TBE on each other right there. There's no need for that.
Yeah, they had a really good control of this game. No need to go to a full offense, a full aggressive offense style. I think even if they just kept somebody back, hanging by the middle or the halfway of the point in the field, just to keep an eye on balls like that. No excuse for letting those wild shots go in like that. That just means you're overcommitting and you're not really capable of overcommitting like that.
Yeah, I was going to say, just spread out. I mean, you have 3 people who pretty much look like they could hold hands at that moment.
Yeah, exactly. If you're going to play that aggressive, the whole point of playing that aggressive style is to be covering the entire opposition side of the pitch, so that if somebody puts a shot on goal, you've got somebody in position to catch a deflection if it goes off at a weird angle. No need to all be in one place. Why even bother being all up there if you're going to do that?
Yeah, and if you're that close, honestly, the only other thing I can say is don't miss the ball, because that's going to save you right there.
Yeah, exactly. But so far, score evened up. Pretty much handed them the equalizer on that play. So the pressure's still looking really good, just in terms of quality chances. We're seeing a lot of that coming out for TBE. KappaKappa has been having a very difficult time really doing anything of substance in this game so far. They should not have a 1-goal lead right now as it stands.
Or tied as well, but with MPZ...
Yeah, they should not have 1 goal. I guess that's what I should have said.
Yeah, but with MPZ, he really looks like he's the front runner. I mean, he's already got a score of 170. He's got 1 goal, 2 saves, and 2 shots. And the rest of his team, only ES3 has 1 assist.
Yeah, it's looking a little bit like a 1v3 at the moment, so it's a bit tough.
Now there's a good save. Way to go, Light Pack on that one. Didn't think he was going to get there in time.
Yeah, he managed to edge out just in front of the ball in time, keep the game tied up, at least for now. But here's a nice opportunity.
That's a good shot. MPZ.
I don't know what nobody was doing there. Official nobody. I mean, it looked like he was in a good position to try and stop it, but he just kind of does a fancy backflip instead. And Margaret Thatcher helps deflect it in. But yeah, MPZ is your star right now, and he might be the one that helps equalize this series.
Yeah, KappaKappa out for blood, and MPZ really wants to give his team that chance.
you know, this could be just a matter of maybe a little bit of that mental game coming into play. Maybe they do have the skill to help put the pressure on, and nearly a goal there. Goes hard off the post, though.
Oh, yes,
but again,
a good shot here, and it's in.
Again, no excuse for that. I mean, after they got punished the first time, just gate left wide open.
That was honestly Bear's fault because official nobody was already in the goal. Margaret Thatcher was on the corner. Bear could have just backed off, no problem, would have been able to easily save that. But no, he goes for it.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty clear that these two teams are certainly not, platinum level, top tier, and a huge stop by ES3 right there. But, it's very clear that these are not, absolute top tier teams. So, when you're not at that level, there's certain skills that you develop when you reach that level, just an understanding of the game, an understanding of how your teams are going to play. Good, clear by Margaret Thatcher. That you're able to kind of know where you should be. And if you don't have that skill, you shouldn't play that overly risky 3-forward, high aggressive style that can be punished really easily if you're not super good. Like a team that's super good at it is flip side tactics.
Yeah, absolutely. And right now, I just feel like with the ball about to land down, that TBE, they kind of played Little League Soccer here. It looked like all three were just following, trying to hit the ball here, not, anyone organized.
Yeah, exactly. And that's a lot of what it comes down to is, you can't play that style. That's how you play, like, a random 3v3 on the ladder or something like that. Not even necessarily, like a ranked game. Like just a regular, standard, unranked game. That's typically how you see those games unfold, where everybody's just kind of chasing after the ball. But, yeah, we are ready for game number 3 here. And hopefully we'll see something a little more consistent. I thought we were looking pretty good for TBE. I thought that they, had the game in pretty good control, but at that moment they started playing this really overly aggressive style that they couldn't quite do, or at the very least they shouldn't do.
Right, and that cost them a game right there. And honestly, this should have been 2-0 with it being 1-0, and then they just let the, let go of the reins.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, they really need to leave somebody back at the very least, either staying tight to goal or just sort of covering that half of the pitch while the other two players move forward. Either that or just go to a very traditional 1-1-1, something like that would be a little bit better at this point. They can't play overly risky now. They're down a game. They just have to get it together so that they can actually get the lead in this series. Because right now, KappaKappa's been doing a great job of just punishing holes in their defense and putting the ball on the side of the pitch and just taking advantage of those big lapses in judgment that we've seen from TBE so far.
All right, no, that was a chance right there. I don't know how official nobody missed that. It just looked like he stopped, and that cost him a goal with ES3.
And there's another wide open shot. Manages to get across everybody. And still just nobody hanging back, nobody playing defense on that move there, and they ended up paying for it.
Yeah, definitely. And you can tell that TBE don't want to sit there and watch that replay. They want to go on and get back into it.
Yeah, they know what happened. It's a matter of let's keep the momentum going, let's get back into this. But now, a good play off the wall. That was actually very nice to get past the defense there. You can see.
I feel like official nobody. He's on tilt. That's like the 4th shot I've seen him have a chance on to hit, and he's missed. Oh wow!
Oh no. Okay, MPZ coming hard off the kickoff.
Pinch anyone?
Yeah, just a tag team shot there. Nobody coming in for TBE, and they paid for it.
89 miles per hour, 110 kilometers, I believe. That was just insane.
So, yeah, TBE now in a pretty tight spot. I'm a little surprised. They looked better in the first game. It started to feel like they were getting an idea of what they're doing here, but now I think the confidence is on KappaKappa's side, and they're just bringing it every way they can.
Yeah, I think MPZ has done a really good job of motivating them with his first few goals in the 2 games to bring them in, and now in this third one, they're letting loose like a cannon.
Yeah, and you know, it's... I would certainly say that a lot of their goals are not exactly like really well-defined offensive plays. A lot of them are just kind of big shots that blow through gaps in the defense. But, you know, if that's what you're seeing your opponents doing and you're able to capitalize on that, that's good. You know, that's a strategy you need to keep working on.
If they're not stopping you, why not just keep, banging on the door?
Exactly. Do what works, you know? Not every offensive chance has to be some well-orchestrated aerial from a key setup in the corner or something like that. Sometimes you just get a big hit from midfield and it goes in, you know? That's what it takes. Whatever you got to do to put points on the board, and KappaKappa has a good, solid lead right now that TBE's having a very hard time closing off. Here's a chance. Oh.
Oh,
see?
Just too many misses, and here goes the great clear again.
Yeah, they're not going to be able to follow up on that, though. It comes off at a bit of a bad angle. And you know, setups like that, like what we just saw, kind of a bit of an example of why this team is not exactly top tier. You know, that was a shot that they were coming into the right speed. A top tier team would have probably closed that off, get a little bit of a boost, slight aerial, probably could have made contact with the underside of the car. But, oh, nice shot there.
There we go. There's a little ESL highlight right there. Gfinity just getting their own with that nice aerial shot by Lightpack.
Yeah, looked like Easy Tag had come in there, or E3 Tag, ES3 Tag.
Now looking at it, yeah, ES Tag hit it first and pinched it for him, so that was actually really, really good.
Yeah, man, this is a commanding lead so far for KappaKappa.
And another thing I want to talk about it real quick is talking about Platinum and all the pros and stuff. These teams are actually very well matched, if I have to say so myself.
Oh, definitely. I could say that with 100% certainty. You know, and keep in mind, I know I'm saying regularly that they're not top tier, they're not platinum tier. I'm not saying that as an insult. The top tier of Rocket League is really small. Like, it's really tiny right now. We have 70 teams in this tournament, and there are maybe 15 or 20 at most that are, I would call, top tier. You know, and that might be being a little bit generous. So we're seeing a lot of things, though, out of this, from what I'm telling, out of this KappaKappa team, that tells me that while some of the skills, such as maybe knowing when to take shots or how to follow up on you know, good clears, are lacking a little bit, they've got a lot of these key components that they can build off of and turn into really solid opportunities and actually turn them into a better team.
Oh, absolutely. And for any of the teams that are playing out here, when you have to play a pro, don't take it as, oh, we're going to get crushed. Use that as an experience of what are they doing that we aren't, and go from there.
Yeah, exactly. You know, are you going to get crushed? Yeah, maybe. But you know what? Own that and turn it into something beneficial. But
exactly. And if you get a goal, then you have bragging rights for the next week.
Exactly. Maybe you take a game and you look like a real hero. But so far, looking pretty good for KappaKappa. They're coming off with a huge 4-0 win. I mean, that's just, you know, really a big turnaround from game one, for sure. And
this time it wasn't MPZ that was the leader in this. MPZ only getting that one kickoff goal. Lightpack took over in this one. And it was the one long shot goal where the entire defense of TBE came forward, and then that sick aerial that he got off of ES3.
Yeah, so far it's just looking very good for KappaKappa coming together. Their team is starting to kind of spread the wealth a little bit, share the challenge of the game. You know, it's not all the weight being on MPZ, thankfully. And now they're going to try and cultivate that into a series-winning game here, hopefully, for them at least.
Yeah, well, they definitely have the momentum, and you can see that they're being a lot more aggressive against TBE now, and TBE is being very timid.
They are, and I think it's coming down to the fact that they are behind. But speaking of that, immediately official nobody. Good center here. He basically does his own little bit of dribbling work and takes out his defender.
That was great. So yeah, official nobody. It looks like he really is just like, all right, enough of this. Let's get back into this.
Yeah, he's been a little hot and cold this series so far. You know, when he's on, and he looks really impressive. But when he's off, he's very off, and he misses shots and has been setting up his opponent. So, yeah. I don't know. It's a little hard to call.
He's streaky. I can
exactly
definitely say that.
But Bear, jeez.
Oh no, he has 3. Misses the clear here. I think he actually helps score it. I think he bounces it off his head.
Yeah, he does. I mean, that ball was headed the right direction anyway, but yeah, couldn't get the right angle on it, so it just helps give it that little bit of extra lift. Yeah. But now, TBE, now they're coming off strong, just a minute in, and they're already 2 goals up. But now the time has come for KappaKappa to bring that same kind of heat that they were bringing in the last game, and at the very least tie this thing up.
Right, yeah, they can't let up right now. Like that'd be the worst thing they could do.
Yeah, absolutely. The pressure's on now for them to really show that they're the kind of team that should be going this far. Slightly missed aerial there by Light Pack.
Oh, that was close.
Yeah, a couple nice chances there, but just go a little off. So now, pressure's on. No, Margaret Thatcher stops it from getting past the halfway mark at least.
TBE is doing a very good job of contesting each clear and keeping it on KappaKappa's side. But here goes KappaKappa.
Ooh. Followed in pretty nicely, but could not make the finish. Now they're trying to apply that same kind of pressure they were bringing the last game. Keep it in the blue zone. And hopefully they can convert here. And there's a nice little floater shot. Nobody gets any contact on it. That was a little bit of a defensive collapse there, but that shot didn't have a ton of momentum behind it. Just kind of got ricocheted a bunch.
Oh, and, that's why Margaret Thatcher couldn't do it. Margaret Thatcher caught part of the goal and was on 2 wheels, so he couldn't stop.
Sometimes you come in too hot, and I've done that many times when I've played too. You come in really hot, and you just catch an edge of the goal or something, and you're either upside down or on 2 wheels, and there's the equalizer.
Oh, nice chip shot by MPZ, tying it back up 2-2 with 2 minutes and 56 seconds to go. There's that aggressive and momentum swinging we were talking about that MPZ and KappaKappa need to keep.
Yeah, exactly. So they come off very good in really quick succession to seal that up, and now tied game, still more than half the game to go, so lots of time for both these teams to do something. Oh, we have lost one of our players here. Official nobody.
Do we know if that was a connection issue or?
Well, no idea yet. I haven't seen anything in the chat, but they're going to keep going for now. Speaking of which, on the 2v3 side, Margaret Thatcher does manage to get the goal here.
We don't need official nobody. We got this.
All right, so Bear says that he ended up lagging out, so he should be rejoining the game pretty soon here. But I guess the teams are just going to keep playing a 2v3 for now.
I would. They're up one.
Yeah, worked out pretty well for them. They did manage to get a goal on the 2. So what we've got right now in the blue, for anybody who's just tuning in on the blue side, you are watching Ooh, let me get my thing up here. Sorry, these are new teams for me here. TBE.RL in the blue and KappaKappa in the orange. After this game, we're going to be following up with some more, I would say, top-tier teams. Again, kind of referencing that spot. I got Team Rocket, Swarm Gaming. We'll get to some of those games a little bit later on here. Right now, just wanted to get things going with some Rocket League action in the Gfinity tournament.
An official nobody just finally came back 30 seconds after lagging out.
Yep, so didn't miss much except for a goal that put his team ahead. Minute and a half left to play, though, so now KappaKappa really wants to get that equalizer now that both teams are at even strength.
Now, the question is, now that official nobody's back, is he going to be that streaky player we know, or is he going to keep messing up?
Well, we're going to have about a minute 20 to find out, because there's your big equalizer. Good setup by Lightpack, and a nice touch by ES3 puts it right into the goal. So,
yeah, and if MPZ wasn't there, I honestly don't think that would have went in, because it looked like it bounced 2 or 3 times between the players.
Yeah, it's a lot of that kind of being bounced around. We've seen that quite a bit this series so far.
A lot of missing going around.
Ooh. They do manage to get contact on that ball, though. It was a decent setup opportunity for KappaKappa.
Oh, it's a beautiful shot. Oh, it's just wide. Oh, no.
Yeah. Margaret Thatcher does bite on it, though. Makes a little bit of contact. Got to be careful with those. You know, it's better to kind of see how it's going to bounce out, maybe follow up on the rebound so that the other team can't make contact with it. But it wasn't too bad either, because she did manage to, or I don't know if it's a she or he, Margaret Thatcher did manage to at least slow it down so the rebound wasn't so aggressive off the wall. Had a weird little bit of lag there, but I think we're good.
Oh, it's a good shot.
Oh.
Good save by Margaret Thatcher. Honestly, that looked like he pulled that ball out of the goal.
Yeah, that was one of those last-ditch effort saves. But both teams fighting very hard to get that last-second goal, not get overtime in this. That's a good shot off the wall, heading in the right direction. Oh, and a good clear by ES3 gets it out of danger's way. So now, overtime. Our first overtime. 1 goal will win the series for KappaKappa.
This could be it.
Looking for that. No. They were trying to bring it to a game 5, but the pressure's still on, though.
Yeah, Margaret Thatcher really had that chance, though.
Yeah, official nobody. Not a very good clear off there. There's a nice shot. Goes a little high. Sets it up. I think it was a good setup for somebody, but there was nobody there. And I'm not talking about official nobody. Just literally nobody. Oh, that's a bad center off the wall. Somebody's going to try to make a finish on it, and they can't do it. Actually, official nobody did a good job of kind of forcing that ball out of harm's way. Here comes back again.
Not out yet. Still a danger zone.
Yeah, they're at least now back in the neutral zone, just trying to get something to develop here. It's just not happening, you know. They're getting some decent chances, but they can't get into a position to actually make a finish. And that's happening on both sides of the ball right now. Or at least when those finish chances come, nobody's there to make it.
Yeah. It's honestly, it's not going to come down to errors. It's really going to come down to who gets that first good shot on goal to win this one.
Yeah, I think that's what it's looking like. Speaking of which...
No, got cleared out by Lightpack.
Again, thought we were getting something going. I mean, the chances are there. They keep happening slightly. Oh, there's a nice shot. Margaret Thatcher, though. Save. Big save, but then not a good clear. Good aerial. Lightpack.
I think Lightpack, honestly, has been one of the only ones who's aerialed for KappaKappa, and that's been the kryptonite for TBE.
That was actually a beautiful goal there, coming in nice and high, picks off that rebound. I mean, it was a good save, but, you know, at that point, just really hard to actually do anything with. So, there we go. KappaKappa gets the big win.